Hey guys, to watch this video here for Thursday, October 14th. Another kind of boring day. October's been pretty boring. A lot of September was boring too. We do have a little bit of a bottoming tail on the SPY. Again, I don't know what that means if we're going to continue up from here. But as far as intraday stuff, which is all I trade, starting with the daily chart, but I don't hold overnight. A couple of highlights from today. I thought, hold on, I got after hours on there. I thought Nicholas had a really neat idea this morning, and it was literally over that opening 5-minute candle with yesterday's high and then the day before that stacked just above on a recent high flyer, not just any random stock. He called it long over that 869. And look at that. I mean, this is the kind of setups we try to find are things that if they work, they should work right away. So all you have to worry about is scaling out, right? I love being green right away. I love finding things that are kind of inflection points or passion points, if you will, where people, let's say, whoops, short net was wrong, and then you get that little short covering. It ended up even going a little bit higher, but not before coming back down to the entry. Anyway, I thought it was a neat idea by Nicholas. From 870-ish, it went up to 958 pretty damn quickly. Wayne and Kevin P kind of teamed up on this BROS over 51 right there, and pretty quickly to over 52 before it came back to the entry. So that's a couple highlights from today. For me, I spent the day taking a lot of pullback plays, and I was just kind of getting small gains here and there, grabbing pullbacks. I don't know why I can't talk lately. Anyway, what are we watching for tomorrow? KOSS. This is weird, yes, because you had the big rip, then you had the huge gap up and the sell-off, and it closed barely below where it closed yesterday. So for the past 2 days, you could argue it's kind of neutral. But it's also in play now, so I want to keep an eye on it. In other words, almost everybody from yesterday is still doing okay. Almost everybody from today, and I'm talking about longs, are underwater. So anyway, it's definitely worth watching tomorrow. WTRH, big volume and a strong, well, fairly strong close. That thing has pretty bad what they call average true range, though, so it's not my favorite setup, but we'll see if it gives a follow-through day setup. JSPR, I did catch a couple pullbacks in this thing today. This was my big money maker, and actually missed the initial rip. But it's strong enough that we definitely want to keep an eye on it tomorrow, right? We had a run for, I'll give you the numbers, from a low of 868 to a high of 1824 before closing right around 15. That one should be on a chart for the next several days. Hopefully we get a nice A+ setup in it. NRXP, I'm not in love with this, but you had the big pop yesterday, and then today kind of a quiet inside day and topped at the whole number 10. So tomorrow, if it breaks 10, it's also breaking today's high, and then maybe we make a run back towards yesterday's high. So that one is interesting for that reason. Fuel cell, I just kind of threw that on because, let me segue over to Plug real quick. Plug had a really nice volume day and a kind of a nice breakout over, 3 months worth of trading. But it feels kind of extended, so I just said, you know what, I'm going to watch Fuel Cell instead. It's still got a nearby catalyst above over this 786. And then even back here in August, it hit 831. So kind of very close to a trend line break here. So I'm going to, I'll have Plug on a chart, but what I'm going to be really watching is Fuel Cell. If Plug rips, maybe we get an A+ setup in Fuel Cell. FCEL. ANY, pretty strong chart. We're going to watch that one. I did catch a pullback on that one today too. Anyway, we're going to watch that one for tomorrow. OCGN. I like this one. You had the big rip yesterday. Today gap down, almost round trip, but then went out at the high. So over today's high, which is 932, you've got yesterday's high just to the left, which was 947. I'm not sure what this one back here was, 935. So anyway, I like this over today's high tomorrow with a proper intraday setup, all right? AREC, I continue to like this chart. You had the pop, a lower high, and then now it's kind of flagging. We're going to watch that one. GREE, this is not a pretty chart, but it came public back here, and this was only mid-September, right? So it wasn't even a month ago, just about a month ago. Opened and went to 60 bucks, and has been off a cliff ever since. But a little extra volume today over the past couple weeks maybe, and a nice green close. We're going to see if we get any kind of follow through tomorrow. GWH, way off of yesterday's high, but even then, you still had a big rip yesterday and a quiet inside day today. I'm looking for a third day play there, only with a proper intraday setup. How many times have you heard me say that? VYGR had the big rip. Now you're 3 days lower on declining volume. Maybe one of my favorites for a potential bounce tomorrow. GMBL potential gapper tomorrow. Right now, as I'm talking, it's trading at 784 in after hours. So if that one's still gapping, it'll go on our gap playlist in the morning, as well as others that we find. And then also HYZN is trading at 644. Doesn't seem to have a ton of volume in after hours. So that may or may not be a gapper by the morning. We'll see if it's still gapping. All right. Anyway, I'm going to quit babbling, and I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning.